You will run your Airbnb business into the ground if you make these 8 mistakes. So in this video, we'll tell you what these mistakes are, how to avoid them, and what you should be doing instead.
We are the Real Estate Robinsons. Hey everyone, if this is your first time here, I'm Sarah.
I'm Tony.
And we're real estate investors who quit our day jobs by investing in short-term rentals. And we're here today to show you how you can do the same. So
we know a lot of you are just getting started as Airbnb investors, and maybe you have your first listing live, or maybe you're still looking for that first deal. Either way, you've probably wondered to yourself, like, what are some of the mistakes that I should be looking out for? Now, this is a question that we get all the time in our DMs and our Facebook groups. So in today's video, we're going to call out some of the common mistakes we see new investors make in the Airbnb space. And honestly, some of these are mistakes that we've made ourselves too. And our hope is you'll be able to avoid making some of these mistakes too. One of the big benefits of booking an Airbnb versus booking a hotel is that with an Airbnb, you typically get a full kitchen, which is super cool. With hotels, that typically only happens if you get super baller ass suite, like spend a lot of money, and the majority of people traveling don't have that kind of budget. We don't, and hopefully in the future, but yeah, so with Airbnbs, you get a full kitchen without the crazy expenses that you would have at a hotel. And that brings us to our first mistake, and that's not providing your guests with the basics that are needed for cooking. Now, there are kind of 2 levels to this. Now, level 1 would be making sure you provide things like pots and pans and all the cooking utensils that are needed to make a decent meal. But the guests are still responsible for bringing all the items that are needed to actually cook with. Right. And level 2 would be where you actually provide the things they need to cook, like cooking oils and cooking sprays and seasonings and I don't know, all the other stuff that people need when they're
so it's like cooking equipment and cooking supplies.
Yeah, that's a great way to break it down, right? Now, honestly, for most of our properties, we don't provide that second level, but it is a change that we're starting to roll out across our portfolio to be a little bit more competitive.
To make things easy on ourselves, we typically go to Amazon and buy the kitchen items. And we've got the items that we choose listed on the shopping list as well.
All right, so mistake number 2 is buying a cheap mattress. People love a good night's rest, and if they can't get that at your Airbnb, they are 100%.
1000%, not even 100.
Yeah, they're gonna let you know about it. And on the flip side, if you buy a great mattress, your guests will thank you for it.
And not just thank you, they will let you know in the reviews. You wouldn't believe how often we have guests who have commented on how nice the mattresses are at our properties.
Here's a message that we received from one of our guests. So this says, our stay has been great so far. Thank you so much. Quick question. We are loving the mattress here, exclamation mark. Which one does this house have? We saw the website that says Zenith, and we can't figure out which one you have. Is it the 12-inch mattress or something else?
And someone else left this as part of their review. Weird comment, but the mattress was like heaven, firm but soft. The thing you dream of as an over 30s adult who just mountain biked and trail ran the day away at the national park. That's my first time hearing that one. That is adorable. Thank you to whoever wrote that.
Yeah, and it's true. Honestly, a good mattress is like totally the thing you dream of as like an adult.
100 million billion%.
Like the review said, like that message said, we use a Zenith brand of mattresses. And again, you can find the exact mattress that we purchased plus all the other house code essentials by going to the realestaterobinsons.com/shopping list. It's a free download that has literally every product that we purchase in our properties with a link to Amazon so you can buy it yourselves.
The Zenith mattress is honestly fantastic. We liked it so much after buying it for our Airbnbs that we replaced every single mattress at our personal residence with the Zenith mattress. And now it's hard for us to sleep anywhere else because most of the mattresses just suck in comparison.
And the Zenith mattress is also great because for the quality of mattress that you're getting, it's honestly relatively inexpensive too.
Oh, for sure.
You can get a queen size mattress for like $500 and a full size for like $300. It's a great deal for what you're getting.
This really is a great deal.
And just so you guys know that we are not sponsored by Zenith whatsoever. We don't have an affiliate link. We
should. Zenith hit us up.
I went on Instagram a couple times and they were like,
but this is just like our honest review about Zenith and all of the awesome feedback we have gotten from guests.
Now, before we keep moving, we want to announce that our next in-person event, the Str Summit, is coming up January 20th through the 22nd in beautiful Orlando, Florida. Yes. And guys, If you missed the last STR Summit in Newport Beach this past September, do not miss this one coming up in Orlando. We learned a lot, got a lot of great feedback from our guests at that event, and we're making the next one even better. We've got an absolutely stacked speaker lineup. You're gonna learn about raising private money. You're gonna learn from two brothers who are pulling down 6 figures a month, finding off-market deals. The speaker lineup is amazing, and you'll also learn steps A to Z of starting, managing, and scaling your own short-term rental business. So if you guys want to come to the event,
go to strsummit.com to learn more about the event. Again, this is an event exclusive for people that are interested in learning all things Airbnb.
Last, if you're not yet an Airbnb host, sign up using our link in the description.
Yes.
You'll get a cash bonus for signing up, and we'll get a small cash bonus for referring you as well.
All right, mistake number 3 is a big one, and that's not providing your guests with coffee. Now, I'll say this is a mistake that we made for a very, very long time.
And I think, you know, honestly, like Sarah and I aren't big coffee drinkers ourselves.
So we don't get it,
so we're,
you know?
Yeah, we're not like super into the coffee thing.
Like I just drink coffee, you know, to make me use the bathroom.
I mean, we always provided like our guests with a dual coffee maker, but we never actually provided the actual coffee. Again, part of it was just that we're not coffee drinkers, but also we were kind of being cheap and didn't want to add that additional cost.
Yeah.
But again, as more and more hosts have come onto the platform, we have to find ways to differentiate ourselves and give our guests a better experience. And providing a small amenity like coffee can actually make a pretty big difference.
Yeah, because girl, people are addicted to coffee.
They are.
Yeah.
So we're going back through all of our properties right now and adding coffee bars that give our guests multiple options for coffee.
All right, so mistake number 4 is one that I've seen other hosts make, and that's creating crazy cleaning requirements or checkout requirements for your guests when they're looking to leave your property. So here's actually a Reddit post where a guest talks about the lengthy list checkout instructions they received from their hosts. And it says, this is what the host told them to do. It says, strip beds, wash dishes, tidy up, but also wash bedding and towels and hang to dry, clean counters and desk services,
No way.
sweep floors, spray down tub, and more. Oh, and checkout is at 9 a.m. Like,
No.
that was real.
Where was that?
It was on a Reddit thread that I found.
What?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that's like pretty ballsy of that host.
That's crazy. Like that person is weird.
Yeah, and honestly, I feel like it gives all hosts on the platform kind of a bad name when,
Oh yeah, for sure.
when stuff like this starts to get spread around, and it makes it harder for the hosts that are trying to be reasonable, like do well.
Whenever I post anything that's like cleaning related, it's like the most negative stuff about the cleaning fees. And I think people have this bad
Taste in their mouth.
yes, because they've had a host like this that had some crazy list, you know?
Yeah. I mean, we stayed in Airbnb ourselves over the summer in Nashville, and the property itself was amazing. We really loved the property, and we actually met the host. He was a fantastic guy.
Super passionate.
Super passionate
yeah.
about what he was doing. But when the checkout instructions came, we were all kind of like a little turned off.
we're
Like he asked us to wash not 1, but 2 loads of laundry. Like the first load was supposed to be all the whites, and then the second load was like all of the non-whites, like the linens and towels and stuff. And I don't know, I just think that's like a bit too much to ask your guests when you're also charging a cleaning fee. And honestly, your guests will probably be annoyed by a crazy list of checkout instructions.
Yeah, we like literally just read it and we're like,
We're not doing that. Yeah.
yeah. Like didn't even consider it. We're like, girl, bye.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody gonna clean. We're on vacation. We're busy. We gotta catch our flight. Like,
I do not care to wash your laundry.
like, girl, I pay somebody to wash our laundry. Like, why am I gonna, you know? Yeah, so.
Let's clarify what we feel is reasonable to ask your guests to do when you check out. So here's our checkout instructions that we actually send to our guests. So here's what it says.
I hope you've enjoyed your stay so far. I would like to remind you that the checkout time is by 10 a.m. Before leaving, number 1, please wash and dry all dirty dishes. An additional cleaning fee will be charged if an excessive amount of dishes are left behind. Number 2, place dirty towels in the shower. Number 3, turn off the mini split TV's lights. 4, lock the sliding deck doors. Number 5, tidy and clean up behind your pet. Our cleaners and future guests don't appreciate pet surprises. 6, ensure the hot tub cover has been placed securely back on top of the hot tub. 7, please look thoroughly for your personal belongings before you leave. We do not have the staff to facilitate returns of personal items, and there are no exceptions to this policy. 8, please be aware that a $200 late fee will be applied if checkout is late. God. My list is kind of long too. I didn't realize.
So our list is long, but like think about what's on there, right?
Yeah, it's very like a reasonable. It's like okay, like
It's
just
all
throw the towels
reasonable.
in the shower. Not a big deal.
Like, yeah, placing your dirty towels in the shower. Like hotels ask you to do that already, right? Like throw
Hotels? Oh yeah, like on the
put
floor.
them on
Yeah,
the floor,
yeah,
right?
yeah. Picking up your dog.
Like
yeah,
that's like
obviously
just
that's like regular
being,
human.
right? Like being
Yeah.
a nice human, right? Like we shouldn't have to clean up your dog.
Which, just so you guys know, most people, a lot of people suck at doing that, just
Yeah,
FYI, so that's really annoying.
Yeah, turning off the mini splits and like the TV, like that's again just
Yeah,
like a
second
reasonable
nature, I
things
think, yeah.
to ask, right? Locking the doors, right? I don't
Yeah.
feel like it's too unreasonable to
The
lock
dishes,
the doors.
I think, is one of the ones that bothers people the most, I would say.
And again, the reason why we have that is because this is for a tiny house, and the tiny houses don't have dishwashers. So we ask the guests to clean them, but if they don't, we almost never actually charge the guests for like leaving dirty dishes.
Almost never is true. But there are some guests that leave,
Like an insane.
like we said, like if they used a ton of dishes, girl, we're gonna charge them because we have it in our house rules. We set it in the checkout message and they just blatantly look past it like we did with the laundry. So we're kind of hypocrites. Should we change that?
No, I mean, I think it's still a reasonable ask, right? But
Yeah.
like
That's
we're not.
gross though, compared to like the you know, like
Right.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
like
I
we
feel
do
like
nothing.
washing your dishes is like a reasonable
Yeah.
thing that you would do, right? But to strip the beds and wash the linens and do 2 loads of laundry, like
Yeah, that's true,
I think
that's true.
that's one step too far. So anyway, those are our checkout instructions. Hopefully you guys get some value from kind of seeing what that looks like. And in our bigger properties that actually have dishwashers, we don't even have that like line about like wash all of your dishes yourself.
I think we do. I think it just says like run the dishwasher.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
but
know.
that's easy also.
Yeah. All right, so mistake number 5 is not using a digital guidebook. So your digital guidebook is basically like the instruction manual for your short-term rental. If you do it the right way, ideally your digital guidebook should give your guests pretty much all the information they need about accessing your property, getting to your property, staying there, and like using all of its amenities.
If you make your guidebook the right way, you'll find yourself answering way less of the same questions over and over again. The digital guidebook is a collection of written instructions in videos that answer everything from how to open the front door down to how to find the property at nighttime when it's dark and hard to see outside.
Yeah, like we literally have videos in our guidebook of us like at nighttime driving past a property saying,
Hey, we know it's super hard to see, but look for this mailbox.
Yeah.
this is the driveway you want to go into, and it really does reduce the kind of questions you get as a host.
And I see so many new hosts who just like literally never even create a guidebook. And because they don't create one, it makes the process of owning the property way more difficult for themselves. And it makes the process of staying at the property less enjoyable for their guests. So it's literally a lose-lose situation for both the host and the guest.
Now, obviously you will spend a little bit of money paying for a guidebook for each of your properties, but like the return is so incredibly worth it.
Yeah, and I just want to add one more thing about the guidebook. You can also add recommendations for local restaurants and attractions, and that is just a fun feature, I think, as a guest perspective, you know? We do get guests that ask like,
Oh, do you know where this is, or what's the best place, whatever.
and I just always say, oh, check the guidebook. So I just love that we're kind of offering an additional service. You know, we're kind of like a concierge without doing too much work on our end after you set up the initial guidebook. So that's a plus.
All right, mistake number 6 is having slow or no Wi-Fi. Airbnb has come out repeatedly saying that remote work is driving a large part of the increase in bookings that they've seen since the pandemic. And you know, some remote workers will eventually go back to the office. A lot of companies are permanently shifting to remote work. You've got big companies like Lyft, Spotify, 3M, and Twitter. Like all of these companies have adopted full remote work. And as remote work becomes the new norm, it means more and more travelers on Airbnb will need high-speed internet while they're traveling.
And we do see that a lot of guests, when they book, you know, and they inquire, it says, oh, working from home or traveling. So we can confirm that a lot of our guests do tell us they are working remotely and need access to high quality internet. So if you have the option to provide high speed internet at your property, but you choose the cheaper route and go with the slow speed Wi-Fi or no Wi-Fi at all, which is weird, then you're going to shoot yourself in the foot.
Now, we actually do have one listing that has slower, kind of satellite-based Wi-Fi.
Which
listing, Daisy.
Oh yeah.
The listing still does well, but compared to the rest of our portfolio, it could definitely do better. And you know, I do think that, you know, for the folks that are looking for that super fast Wi-Fi, that property isn't an option for them.
But that property is tricky for us because it's super remote. Like,
it's also remote, but that's
yeah.
that's the reason why the internet is so slow, because it is so remote.
That's what I'm saying. So if you do have a super remote property, it's just, you gotta get what you can possibly get, right? I mean, you know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, limited options.
Yeah, you got limited options, girl.
One thing we're actually looking at into for that property is called Starlink. It's like Elon Musk's like satellite internet that's supposed to be super fast. So we might test that out at that property, and we'll come back and let you guys know if it helps or not.
All right, mistake number 7 is one that always drives us crazy whenever we see it, and it happens so much more often than it should, and that's using poor quality photos.
Now, your photos are literally the only thing that people see when they're scrolling through Airbnb. Now, Airbnb used to show your listing's title in the search results, so you would get the photos and the description, the listing title. But over the summer, they removed the listing title. Now it's literally only your photos that show up in the search results. Now, Airbnb did say they were planning to bring the listing titles back, but who knows when that'll be. So for now, it's literally just your photos. So all that to say, your pictures are really important.
Oh my gosh, babe, you never cuss.
Just bleep out the
and keep all of this convo.
And the pictures are important because you have like 0.2 seconds to, you got like, you know, half a second, less than that, to capture someone's attention when they're scrolling through Airbnb. And it's the job of your listing photos to capture their attention. So even if you have the world's best property, like even if your property is the dopest one in your city, if you have crappy photos, then people can't tell how nice your property is.
Most photographers are going to charge you a few $100s to take good, professional, high quality photos for your listing. And it's some of the best money that you'll spend on your property because you'll make that money back 100-fold over the life of your investment. Okay, I just want to add one more thing before we move to the next mistake. We recently had someone drop a comment in our Facebook group. If you're not in our Facebook group, it is, what is it?
We'll drop a link.
We'll drop a link. But anyway, someone commented their new listing and was like,
this is my new listing. Can you guys give me any advice or your opinions on it? I'm not getting the greatest bookings.
So I looked at it and right away the photos caught my attention. I was like, it's a cute property, but the photos aren't that great. I was like, hey, cute property, but these aren't the professional photos, right? And he commented and he said, yes, they were. Did you see that? I felt so bad that I said that, but at least I've given him my honest feedback. But anyways, my point is, if you do get your professional photos back and they are not the best, not even wow, his looked like worse than mine, you know? So if they are not good, I would try to get my money back from those photographers and like scrap it, whatever, you lost money, whatever, don't even worry about that. Just hurry up and find a different photographer and get better photos.
Yeah, and I think that's a good point, right? Just because someone's a professional photographer doesn't mean they're good at taking real estate photos.
Totally.
So like someone could be like a portrait photographer, or they do like
senior photos, yeah.
You know, but like you need someone that knows real estate photography. Specialize or find someone that specializes specifically in real estate. And if they do Airbnbs, that's a plus.
All right, moving on to the next mistake.
All right, so the last mistake that we see a lot of hosts make, a lot of new hosts, is that they're not asking their guests to leave a review for their listing. We talk about this all the time on our channel, and reviews are literally the lifeblood of your business. And Airbnb rewards listings that get great reviews. With more visibility means more bookings, and more bookings means more money. But Airbnb also punishes listings that get bad reviews or little to no reviews by stuffing them on the 3rd or 4th page of the search results.
And one of the easiest ways to get more reviews for your listing is by simply asking your guests to leave you a review.
Sounds crazy, right?
Yeah, some newer hosts are weird about asking for the review, but there's a way to do it that is tactful and not even a big deal.
Yeah, so you don't have to like straight up ask the guest for a 5-star review, but you can say something along the lines of, hey, so-and-so, I hope you really enjoyed your stay, and it would mean the world to me if you could take just a few minutes out of your busy day to leave me an honest rating and review for my home. Reviews are so important for hosts like me, and it really helps our property get found by future guests. Something simple like that tends to work so well.
Yeah, baby, that was really convincing.
Right?
I would have for sure left your review.
Yeah, and we'll usually send like 2 messages like that to the guest after they check out. And they only get the second version of that message if they didn't leave the review, and that's your PMS can kind of do that for you. So we don't track this, but I'd say the majority of our guests end up leaving us a review.
Yeah, I would say so. And pro tip to that, like we said, we have an automated message from our property management software that sends out the 2 review reminder things. If they didn't have the best experience at your property for whatever reason, we remove those messages from going out, because
you don't want to tell someone to
we don't want to remind them to leave a review if they found dog poop on the bed, which hasn't happened at our house.
And same thing, and actually I don't know if we've taught the VAs this, but like you should also delay leaving your review, or like just don't leave them a review, because like our PMS automatically posts a review for that guest, I think a day after they check out.
I don't think we've taught them to do that.
And yeah, when you leave a review for the guest, Airbnb and Vrbo both notify the guest and say, hey, this host, Tony and Sarah, left you a review. If you want to see what it says, leave your review. It'll like remind them.
Yes, oh my gosh, you're right.
So we should probably tell our VAs. Anyway, we're having revelations here as well. So anyway, guys, those are all the 8 tips or 8 mistakes. We hope you guys got some value from seeing those. If you guys haven't yet, we do have a free download for you guys. Just go to the realestaterobinsons.com/calculator. You guys can get a free calculator that shows you how to analyze deals, make sure they're profitable. If you're not following us yet on Instagram, I'm at Tony J. Robinson. She's at Sarah Rad. On TikTok, we are at the Real Estate Robinsons, but that is it for today. I'm Tony.
I'm Sarah.
And we are
the Real Estate Robinsons.